she kinda is. Atia is homeschooled. Guess she was homeschooled. Atia is homeschooled. This is the Atia Show. Hello. Yay! This is my first video. Well, not my first video, but my first video explaining why I was homeschooled, or my homeschooling experience, I should say. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I posted on Facebook and asked people if they had any questions for me. And so this is question number one. Question number one is, why was I homeschooled? So I have been homeschooled in my life, well, practically, but I went to school when I was 3 or 4 maybe, and I remember the first day I went to school, I was so hyped. My parents had pictures of me. I was so excited. I'm smiling, big smile, whatever, right? Then the next day I found out I have to go back. It broke my heart. Like, I'm thinking it's a one-day thing, like a one-day excursion. I'd be going on a trip. Okay, school, yes. Next day they took pictures of me crying, bawling. Like, I did not want to go to school. So they put me in a kindergarten daycare type facility. And I remember hearing stories about how they walked in one day and the teacher didn't even know how to spell kindergarten correctly. Like, she spelled it on the board. Like, she had it spelled out, like, welcome to kindergarten. And it was garden, like plants, like garden. And, you know, kindergarten has a T in it as opposed to a D. So right off the bat, it was like, all right, this is interesting. So they decided to try something different, and they put me into a gifted and talented school. So I've met actually a lot of my, I still know people and talk to people from that school, which is crazy. Like, I still have a lot of connections from there. So I guess that was the bright side of going to school. Shout out to my childhood friends. But so yeah, so that I remember I started getting like rebellious in school, and I remember hearing stories of I would come home with like bruises and stuff, because I don't know, I was probably clumsy, but you know when you go on trips and you have to hold people's hands, and I just get dragged, like going on trips, like they would see me fall and just drag me, so I'd come home with all these scratches and stuff. It was crazy. And I remember one time my mom got called in or something, and I like ripped off my skirt. It was just school was not for me. Like, school was not for me. I remember my mom told me this story about how they came to pick me up from one of my past schools, and the janitor was watching the kids. Like, they walked in, instead of the teacher there, the janitor's like sitting there watching the kids for the teacher. Like, she ran an errand or something. You can't do that. So it was, no matter how high of a school, no matter if it was like a gifted and talented school, nothing worked. So they went to the principal one day of the gifted and talented school and was like, you know, Atia is not, this isn't working for us. Like, you know, what's going on with this new teacher? There was some type of thing with the teacher that was happening. And the principal of the school is going to go and say, well, you know, the teachers are always bad their first year. What? Like, what? My parents knew then it was time for me to go, and my dad had been an assistant principal, I believe, at that time. And he had seen, you know, he just knew the ins and outs of the Board of Education, and he just knew it wasn't something that he wanted his daughter to be in at all, participate in. And my mom, she's always been, you know, whatever. I guess you could say liberal. I guess, I don't know if that's even the word, but she's always had a mind of her own. So my mom and my dad came together and were like, let's try this homeschooling thing. So that is why I was homeschooled. And I'm sure there are other things that added to that. Like, I'm a very creative thinker, and I'm a very creative learner. And, you know, it's just the fact that, like, not everybody in school learns at the same rate. So I might finish my work a little bit earlier and have to sit in class and wait for everybody else to finish. So then I start getting restless because I'm sitting in class and I finished all my work, and everybody else is still on the first page of their work. Like, so, and I know that still goes on today, but I'm just happy I got to avoid that. So I'm believing other videos. Believe me, there will be a whole bunch of more videos. There will be a whole bunch of other videos, and I'll be answering some more questions, and I might remember something and add that in the next video. So stay tuned. But thank you for watching.